Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Asad Yaqub and I am from Lahore, Pakistan, and I teach IELTS here in Lahore, and I welcome you all from my IELTS class. Okay, so I hope you would enjoy the way I am conducting the class. Now I'm going to tell you about IELTS letter writing. Letter writing is an old tradition. In the past, people used to write letters, and some people used to post letters, and some people used to throw letters, okay, with a stone, and they used to throw in their neighbor's house and all that stuff. And sometimes people used to send letters by postman. Some letters were sent through children. Okay, the other day I saw a currency note on Facebook. Somebody put the picture, and it was written like, take this 100 rupees note, and you got to meet me, and the other thing, ask this child where to meet. The child will tell you where to meet. So that was the old time where we had all this thing, but now we have SMS and we've got other stuff, so we don't need the letters. But still, for IELTS general training, because general training IELTS means you're going to go to a foreign country and you're going to get the nationality of that country, so you should be able to write a letter. Sometimes you buy something, for example, you buy a camera and the camera is faulty. There's a problem in the camera. Then you need to type an email that is like a letter, and then you got to send the company the email, so you should be able to tell them what happened. For example, you go to Australia, right? You are in Australia, you travel in the train and you forget your bag in the train. So you should be able to write a good letter to the train station and tell them what happened with you. So the purpose of writing the letter is for general training candidates, so that when they are there, they can at least tell if something goes wrong with them, so they should be able to do that. Now, general training writing task 1 is letter writing. You got to write a letter. Task length is 150 words and duration is 20 minutes for that. 20 minutes and 150 words you got to write.
It's just for the general?
It is only for the general, yeah. So, length and 20 minutes time, and there are 3 types of letters. One is formal, one is semi-formal, one is informal. Formal, semi-formal and informal. Now, formal letter is to someone like a company or any person you don't know. For example, if you're writing a letter to the CEO of a company, you bought a camera is not working, and you're going to write a letter to customer care officer. You don't know customer care officer, you'll write a formal letter. You've got an account in the bank and something goes wrong with your account. You're going to write a letter to the bank manager. That will be a formal letter. Right? So any letter you are sending to someone, you don't know the person, but you got to write a letter to that person, that is going to be formal letter. Next is semi-formal. Semi-formal letter can be written where you know the person, but actually you've got the formal relationship with that very person. And with that you can use the name of the person if you know, and then you will use Mr. Dear Mr. Asad. Dear Mr. Asad, dear Ms. and whatever the name is, right? That is semi-formal. And the third one is informal. Informal letter is the letter to any family member, the letter to your friends, the letter to your colleagues, and these informal letters are about the personal things. Now, for example, write a letter to your friend and invite her or him to come to your house and all that stuff. Write a letter to your father, write a letter to your mother, write a letter to your uncle, aunt, and all that stuff. So they will give you the situation. Now, for letter writing, you should be very good at imagination, and you should have very good visualization. They will give you the topic. For 1 minute, you have to close your eyes, think about the topic, and you got to put yourself into that very situation. Now, for example, if I say we are going to work in a movie, you are a traveler, you are traveling in the train, and you're working on the laptop, and then you put your laptop in the train, and you get down at your station, and you forget your laptop in the train. Now you are imagining a train, you're working on the laptop, then you leave your laptop there, your station comes and you forget your laptop and you go down. You got to imagine all the situation, and then you got to write a letter to the station manager or someone like him, and then you will explain what happened. What happened means you need to make a story. That I was traveling and I was working on my laptop and I put my laptop under the seat or somewhere like that, and then suddenly my station came and I had a lot of luggage, so I forgot my laptop in the train. You need to make a good story. It's not that I lost my laptop.
I need my laptop.
Yeah, or I lost my laptop. You need to tell a complete story, and remember, your letters should look real. It's not that I read it and I say, oh, it's not real, it's fake, or it's incomplete. Now if you lose your laptop, you need to mention the color of the laptop, the brand of the laptop, where you put the laptop, how you lose your laptop. All these things should be mentioned very, very clearly. If you only say I lost my laptop and you don't say anything about that, then definitely that's not going to help you out. So you need to make a real story. You are the creator of that very story. And again, word count is only 150 words. You don't have a lot to write. Just 150 words minimum, maximum 200. Don't write more than that. Clear? So, what's the letter? What's the purpose of the letter and all that? I've explained that all. We've got 3 paragraphs of your letter mainly. Paragraph 1 is called introduction, where you are going to write, if it is formal letter, then you will write who you are and why are you writing this letter. If the letter is formal, if you're writing a letter about your lost mobile, if you're writing a letter about your bank account, there is some problem with that, or ATM card, then you will write who you are and why are you writing the letter. And you will say, I am an account holder of your bank, my account number is this, my name is this, and I've been operating this account for 5 years, and all that stuff. Who you are, and then why are you writing. It should be mentioned straightforward, very clearly in the first paragraph, right? After that, the second paragraph is called body of the letter. In body of the letter, now remember, in the topic they will give you 3 bullet points. Like in IELTS speaking, they have in part 2 they have 3 bullet points. In the same way, in letter writing they will give you 3 bullet points. And those 3 bullet points are going to help you write a proper story. For instance, if we take a look at this letter, write a letter to the manager of the hotel. Right? Now before that they have mentioned, you recently stayed in a hotel in a large city. As you read, you need to start imagining. You recently stayed in a hotel in a large city. The weather was very unusual for the time of year, and the heating or cooling system in the hotel was quite inadequate. If winter, heating system, if summer, cooling system. It was inadequate. AC was not working in summer, right? So that's what you need to imagine. Okay, I stayed in a hotel. There it was very hot. AC was not working, like that. Then write a letter to the manager of the hotel in your letter. After in your letter there are 3 points. What are they? Give details of what went wrong. Now you need to make a story. Right? I was sleeping and suddenly there was a spark from the AC and it stopped working and there was smoke all around the room. You need to make a story. Clear? You need to make a story. It's just not the give details of what went wrong. AC stopped working. You need to tell how, what happened, make a story, right? Exactly. You say, I was watching a movie and suddenly I heard some spark and I looked around and there was some smell of the wires being melted as well, and then the AC suddenly stopped working and the smoke was coming out of the AC and something like that, right? Then explain what you had to do to overcome the problem at the time. I called the room service. You got to explain what you had to do to overcome the problem. I called the room service and they sent in an electrician and he started fixing the AC, and after 2 hours he told me this AC cannot be fixed because there is some serious issue with that. So you got to make a story again. Next, say what action you would like the manager to take. Now you stayed in the hotel, you returned. What action do you want the manager to take? Maybe you can ask them to give you a free stay when you come next time. A free stay for 1 day when you come next time, because you suffered a lot because of the AC, right? You were unable to sleep, right? You spent miserable time in that hotel. So you want them to repay or to allow you to stay free, right? So this is how you got to make a story, and all the points should be linked, and this will come in the body of the letter. First paragraph, introduction. Second paragraph, now it's up to you. You can write 1 large paragraph or you can write 3 short paragraphs covering each point. Okay, and then at the end, conclusion. In conclusion, you will write what action you would like the manager to take, and then you will close the letter. Okay, now there are few tips towards letter writing. The first is visualize the situation. As I told you, read all the topic, and for the time being, close your eyes and visualize. All right, I was in the hotel, I stayed in the hotel, suddenly AC stopped working, there was spark from the AC, and then I called someone from the room service. They came, they tried to fix the AC, but it was not fixed. I spent one hot night without AC and all that stuff, right? So next you got to brainstorm the whole scenario, keeping in view the bulleted points to make a strong, interesting story. Your story should be interesting. Not interesting in a way that it should be funny story, that they laugh, ha 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 ha, very funny. No, but it should be interesting. I'm on page number 96. Page 96. Point number 2. Yes. Then identify the type of letter, whether it is formal, what is second, semi-formal or informal. You got to identify the type of letter. Open and close the letter correctly. Now I'm going to tell you how to open and close the letter correctly. Please turn to page 97. If the letter is formal, it means it is a letter to someone you have not met, whose name you don't know. Then you will start with dear sir or dear madam and then comma. Dear sir, dear madam and then comma. And at the end you will write yours faithfully. Now don't confuse it with other things. If the letter is formal, dear sir, dear madam, at the end yours faithfully. And if the letter is semi-formal, then you will write the name. Dear Mr. Asad, dear Mr. John, dear Miss Stone, dear Mr. Brown, Mr. MR, then there will be a dot over there. And ending will be yours sincerely. Yours faithfully for formal letter, yours sincerely for semi-formal letter. And the last is informal. For informal letter, that is to someone you know well, whose first name you know and use. For that you're going to write dear John, dear Anita. Informal letter. Informal is the third type. So it is to someone you know well, whose first name you know and use. It can be a letter to any family member and all that. Dear John, dear Anita, and ending will be best regards or warm wishes. Or you can even write lots of love. No problem. Alright, it's written open a formal and semi-formal letter with a formal sentence. Don't try to be friendly. If the letter is formal or it is semi-formal, don't try to be friendly. As you do not know the person you are writing to, get right down to business and indicate the reason you are writing as shown below. For example, dear sir or madam, I'm writing to inquire about. You don't need to say how are you, I am fine, thank you. Okay, or I hope you will be fine, I hope you'll be enjoying your life. You don't need to write anything like that in a formal letter. You can do that in informal letter. So I'm writing in connection with, and dear Mr. Jones, I'm writing to inform you. Direct to the point. I'm writing to inform you. I'm writing in connection with. And point number 6, open an informal letter with a general friendly paragraph. Informal letter, general friendly paragraph. With friends whom we know, we care about the whole person. We have a broader relationship in the context and all that. Dear Jane, I hope you and your family are all well. Now you can write it here. Dear Jane, I hope you and your family are all well. It was such a pleasure to see you again last summer. You're writing a paragraph. It's not about the topic, but you're actually writing. We sure had a great time catching up with each other after so many years. You have always been a cherished friend, no matter how much of a gap there has been since we met. Anyways, the reason I'm writing is, got it? Now you will come to the point. Exactly. Otherwise your friend will think you are selfish. Okay, so you should, sometimes people call you, they ask you, how are you? They say, fine, thank you. How is your family? Fine, thank you. How's your job? Everything. Now you are thinking, come to the point, but the person is talking so that he gives you a feeling that I'm not selfish, right? Anyways, the reason I'm writing is that I have some good news. I'm getting married this summer. That's the good news for the other person, okay? But she's saying that. So identify the main purpose of the letter. What's the main purpose? And that purpose should be fulfilled in your letter. Learn and use standard written phrases. Now remember one thing, there is a gap between formal and informal English. Today you can do this. Go to Google and write formal English versus informal English. Write the sentences, then you will see, okay, you can say this, I want to know about. I want to know about, or I would like to inquire about. I would like to inquire about is formal. I want to know about is informal. Right? So if you say, I want to chat with you. I want to chat with you is informal. I would like to talk to you. it's formal. So there will be some sentences. In informal letter you will use informal sentences. In formal letter you will use form. And remember, contractions like I am is I am. In informal letter you can use contractions like don't, doesn't and all that. But in formal letter, do not use contractions as well. Okay, next, make sure you write at least 150 words and don't write more than 200, 250 words. Don't make such a long letter. You say, I'm expert in writing letters. I used to write very lengthy letters, so I can do that. No, just maximum 250 words, not more than that. Learn the correct spelling of commonly used words. It's important, spelling. And stay on topic. Don't go away from topic. I mean, you're writing a letter to your friend and you say, how is your father? Yeah, and how is your mummy, and how is your this and that and all that. You got to stay on the topic, right? Yeah. Include all 3 bulleted points. The bulleted points they give you, include all 3 points in the body of your letter, right? So this is how you got to write some letters. Now you can practice through some specimen letters. And remember, letter writing is not a big deal. I mean, this is the straightforward formula. You got to make a story, read the topic carefully, visualize, make a story, put yourself into the story and write a letter as if that thing happened with you in reality. Then you'll be able to write a good letter, right? In 20 minutes, exactly. You got to do it all in 20 minutes, right? So that's all about letter writing, and it's not all about letter writing. You got to practice writing the letters as well. If you like this video, hit on the like button and you can comment and subscribe the channel as well. Apart from this, I teach IELTS online. If you want to join online IELTS classes, this is my WhatsApp number. You can contact me for that. From Lahore, Pakistan, Asad Yaqub wishes you all the best. Take care. May you get 3 bands in letter writing out of 3. Bye-bye.